Welcome. My name is Purnima. Lesson 6. The eyes are not here. This lesson is about the blind. 10th standard part 1. Let's see. This is English first language part 1, 10th standard. According to 2024-2025 Karnataka State Board syllabus. The eyes are not here. This lesson is written by Ruskin Bond. Author is Ruskin Bond. Pre-reading activity. Generally, we notice the physically challenged leading a normal life. Do the physically challenged accept their condition with resignation? Discuss in pairs. The experiences and perspectives of physically challenged individuals can vary widely, and it's essential to acknowledge that everyone's journey is unique. For many, leading a normal life doesn't mean accepting their condition with resignation, but rather embracing it with resilience, determination, and optimism. Adaptive technologies, supportive communities, and personal strength all play a crucial role in helping them lead fulfilling lives. Some individuals may go through phases of acceptance and adjustment, which is natural given the challenges they might face. However, it's important not to generalize or make assumptions about their mindset. Many physically challenged individuals demonstrate remarkable creativity, perseverance, and passion in pursuing their dreams and aspirations. To gain a deeper understanding of this topic, it can be helpful to listen to the personal stories and engage in conversations with physically challenged individuals themselves. Then only you can understand their mindset, how they achieve. Here the lesson starts from here. I had a compartment to myself to Rahana. Rahana is a place. And then a girl got in. In that compartment, girl climbed that cabin of train. The hero of this lesson is blind. He is traveling to one place near Missouri, and on the way, one girl climbed up, and the conversation between this girl and a boy is interesting. Let's see. The couple who saw her off were probably her parents. They seemed very anxious about her comfort, and the woman gave the girl detailed instructions as to where to keep her things, when not to lean out of the window, and how to avoid speaking to strangers. These all instructions were given by worried woman who is probably her mother. This is what guessed by the narrator or the hero of this lesson. He is guessing these two people are her parents. They said their goodbyes. The train pulled off the station. As I was totally blind at time, now revealing that the hero of this whole story is blind, revealed in this lesson. He cannot see. My eyes sensitive only to light and darkness. But what he can recognize is he can understand that this is the daytime now, this is a dark, only this much he can understand. I was unable to tell what a girl looked like because he don't have eyes. But I knew she wore slippers from the way they slapped against her heel. It would take me some time to discover something about her looks, and perhaps I never would, because he can't see. That's why he cannot judge how she looked like. But I liked the sound of her voice, and even the sound of her slippers. He liked the sound of her entering and everything guessed in his mind, and sound of her slippers. He liked that because she is a girl. And are you going all the way to Dehra? I asked. He started conversation with the girl who is stranger to her. She was instructed by her parents, don't talk to strangers. But he started conversation because he knew that she is a girl. Even though he is blind, he gets that she is a girl. So he started conversation as if he is behaving. He is discussing his inabilities that he is a blind. The girl will not come to know that he is a blind. He cannot see. I must have been sitting in a dark corner because my voice startled her. He's sitting in a corner. That's why she didn't guess that somebody's there inside the cabin of this train cabin. So she startled a little bit. She gave a little exclamation and said, I didn't know anyone else was here. Well, it often happens that people with good eyesight fail to see what is right in front of them. Now, this is a perception made by the boy here. He is guessing that I don't have eyes. I am seeing through using all my senses and getting all the things right. But he thought that those people who have a good eyesight fail to do the right things in front of them. Could not see how can she didn't see me sitting in front of her. He is guessing now. They have too much to take in, I suppose. These are the feelings of the blind man who could not see. He think that they have too much to see, too much to see with their open eyes. That's why they will not use the other sense organs, ear or footsteps. We will not concentrate. People will not concentrate on the other organs. These physically disabled persons are more dependent on the other sense organs. That's why they are sharp. They are sharp and more intelligent than the other people. Whereas the people who cannot see or see very little have to take in only the essentials, whatever registers most tellingly on their remaining senses. Remaining senses, they are using it much more than the other people because they can't see. This is what he's perceiving now. I didn't see you either, I said, but I heard you come in. What he told, he said, you didn't, girls told him that I didn't see somebody's there in the cabin. She guessed. But he's telling, I didn't see you either, but I heard you coming in, he told. You could have did that like this. He started conversation with that girl. Then I wondered if I would be able to prevent her from discovering that I was a blind. I thought, provided I keep to my seat, it shouldn't be too difficult. So what he did, he don't want the girl discover him as a blind. He's pretending. He has eyes, but he could not see. Right? He can see this character narrator of the story was not a born blind. In between he lost his eyes. So he has some capability to describe the things there. But now he don't have eyesight. So he didn't want the girl discover that he's blind. So he was hiding this now in this story. This is a mystery here. The girl said, I'm getting down at Saharanpur. My aunt is meeting me there, she told. I'm getting down the nearby stop. Next stop is her stop. It is a very little conversation. This whole lesson is a conversation between these two, girl and a boy. My aunt is meeting me there. She told this because she told I'm not alone traveling here. You cannot take advantage of me. Okay. Somebody is there coming. It's a nearby next stop is my town where stop where I get down. There my aunt is coming to pick me up. She is hinting this that she is not alone. Then I had better not to be too familiar, I said. Ants are usually formidable creatures. Now he made a fun of the situation that I need not to be too familiar to you because you're not available. Ants are very formidable creatures. They are strange. They will always tell, don't do this, do this. And they tell the girls to stay away from this boy. That's why I need to be careful, need not to be too familiar with you. The boy said that he understood and he taunted also the girl. Where are you going? She asked. To Dehra and then to Mussoorie. He get on at the Dehra station and then he has to travel Mussoorie again. Oh, how lucky you are. I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October, she told. Now, girls started conversation. She liked the Mussoorie when she went there. So she is describing the hills of the Mussoorie and she loved the hills, especially in the season of October. Yes, this is the best time, I said, calling on my memories. The hills are covered with the wild dahlias. The sun is delicious. And at night, you can sit in front of the long fire and listen to some music. He's describing what saw before. He had eyesight before. At that time, what he saw, he's describing that he's pretending that he has eyes. Okay, he's hiding his blindness here. Many of the tourists have gone, and roads are quiet, almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. No tourist will be available on this season, October month. That's why it is the best time to visit there. He's telling because he was from that town. She was silent, and I wondered if my words had touched her, or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. What's it like? I asked. She seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? A little bit feeling guilty that she discovered that I am blind. He has that fear. But her next question removed my doubts. Why don't you look out of window? She asked. That means she didn't know he's a blind. She's asking why you're looking at front. Why don't you look at the window? She's asking. I moved easily along the berth, and he moved a little bit towards the window and felt for the window edge. He reached the window edge by moving a little bit towards window. The window was open, and I faced it, making a pretense of studying the landscape. Here the window is open, wind is coming inside. By feeling the wind, he moved towards the direction of the where from where the wind is coming, and he guessed that this is the window, and he is pretending like that he is looking outward the window. I heard the panting of the engine. What he could not see. That's why he heard the engine sound there, the rumble of the wheel, and in mind's eye, I could see the telegraph post flashing by. And what the scene is there when he was a child, whatever he saw there, he was feeling that this station is passing by now. Have you noticed? I ventured that trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still. Simply, it is natural that everybody knows this, but he wants to have a conversation with the girl. That's why he's telling the simple thing. That's always happens, she said. Yeah, she also replied in the same way. That is natural. It always happens. Do you see any animals? Hardly any animals left in the forest near Dehra, she told. Now, today, we cannot see animals here. She's making her a point. I turned from the window and faced the girl, and for a while we sat in a silence. Then again he moved his face towards towards the girl now, and he sat in silence. She is also silent because they don't have anything to talk to each other. You have an interesting face, I remarked. He want to talk to her. Okay, that's why he remarked here that that girl is having interesting face. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. You girls can resist flattery. Flattery means he's praising the beauty of the girl. Girls like this. He's a gallant boy, brave boy. He's making such a comment to a girl in front of her only. Now, what happens next? She laughed pleasantly, a clear, ringing laugh. She was happy, she was flattered by that, and she's laughing. It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. I'm tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. That girl was a pretty, and everybody is telling her that you are pretty, but now the boy is telling that you are interesting face. It's a new comment she received. That's why she's happy. Oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I. And aloud I said, well, an interesting face can also be pretty. He adjusted his remark. Now, interesting face to pretty face. Oh, you are pretty because he cannot see her face. No, that's why he made an interesting face. What if she is not a pretty? If they say that you are pretty, that's why he made a in between sentence. Now he is shifting from the interesting face to pretty face. He is telling her, "You are a very gallant young man," she said. "But why are you so serious?" She is asking. I thought then that I would try to laugh for her. Now he want to laugh for her. Actually, he's a serious man, but he want to laugh for her. But the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. He want to laugh, but with whom he should laugh? That's why he feel that he's a blind man. That's why he feel lonely because he may have friends, but they will not understand his feelings. He don't have a friend who will understand how it feels to be a blind. Okay, then only he can be touched by that. But laughing made him more troubled and lonely. These feelings he is expressing, the narrator here. We will be at your station, I said. Then he said, your station came. Thank goodness it's a short journey. I can't bear to sit in a train for more than 2 or 3 hours, she said. Her station, she is now getting down. Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. Now this boy want to talk to her without any time limit with her. His feelings he is expressing, even it is a long time also. He is not tired of talking to her. He want to talk to her much more. Her voice had a sparkle of mountain stream. His feelings he is expressing. Her voice, how he feels about her voice he is expressing sparkle of mountain stream. As soon as she left the train, she would forgot our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and for so time after. He's telling that she left the train. For a short period of time, she had a conversation with him, but this would make him a tremendous memory for him. Throughout the rest of the journey, he can enjoy that, and even after that time also, he can remember her. That he met one girl in the train. The engine's whistle shrieked. The carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. No, the train is stopping. That's why the blind man is expressing his feelings that the engine's whistle shriek, whistle he is hearing, and carriage wheels change their sound. Now sound is changing. He is focusing on the sound, how it sounds when train is stopping. This is how he is describing here. The girl got up and began to collect her things. I wonder if she wore her hair in a bun, or it was a plaited, or if it hung loose over her shoulders, or if it was a cut very short. She's getting down now, but still the narrator is thinking of her only. He's thinking about her hairstyle because he cannot see her. That's why. The train drew slowly into the station. Outside there was a shouting of the porters and vendors and a high pitched female voice near the carriage door, which must have belonged to the girl's aunt. Now he heard another voice there. He guessed that her aunt might there. It might be her voice who came to receive her. Goodbye, said the girl. She was standing very close to me, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair, but she moved away, and only the perfume still lingered where she had stood. He was mesmerized by her. You may break, you may shatter the vase if you will, but the scent of the roses will linger there still. This is a remark made by that narrator, the boy who is traveling in the train, who is blind. You may break, that it broke his heart that this girl is going. You may shatter. Shatter the vase means if the glass vase shatters, this is how he's feeling now because she is leaving the train. If you will, but the scent of the roses will linger there still. She's gone now. That means you may break, you may shatter the vase means this girl is leaving. That means now the scent of roses will linger there. Still she's gone, but that scent of that roses is still is there. If she left that place also, scent is still there. There was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. Then the door banged shut, and the word was shut out again. This is how the narrator is feeling now. The word is shut down for him. Word is still now. Nothing is left there because the girl is gone. His feelings for her girl is expressed here. And the boy entered, but he is not interested in that boy. Before that, the girl entered, he was happy. Now she is going out. That's why his word is shutting down now. I returned to my berth. The guard blew his whistle, and we moved off. Once again, I had a game to play with a new fellow traveler. Now he's playing the same game that he is pretending that he is not a blind. Now with the another traveler. But this time it is not so interesting because he was a boy. The train gathered speed. The wheels took up their song and the carriage groaned and shook. Now train. I found the window and sat in front of it, staring into the daylight that was darkness for me because he was a blind. This is the feelings of the blind man are expressed here. He moved towards the window and facing towards that, but only he can see the light. He can feel only the light. So many things happening outside the window. It could be a fascinating game, guessing what went on out there. The man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. Another man entered his compartment, and he sat in front of him. You must be disappointed, he said. By seeing the blind man's expression, the another man entered the compartment, and he understood that because just girl was leaving when he was entering. I'm sorry, I'm not as attractive a traveling companion as the one who had just left. He made a remark that I'm not so interesting as that I'm not beautiful and attractive as that girl left. You might be disappointed. He's making a remark and laughing at him. She was an interesting girl, I said. He said the narrator told him she was interesting. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? Now asking is about her, how she kept her hair, he asked, asking that man, but he also didn't know that this man is a blind. I don't remember, he said, sounding a puzzled. He didn't observe that much her. That's why he told I didn't remember. And he was puzzled why he's asking her hairstyle. It was her eyes I noticed. Then he told, I noticed her eyes, not her hair. She had a beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. Didn't you notice? He said. Here the new man entered the train bogie or compartment. He is telling this blind man that that girl was blind. Now the another truth is revealed here and the story is twisted. This blind man is pretending that he is not blind. Same way, that girl also playing a game with him, but he didn't know that. She was outwitted girl. She is excusing herself as she is behaving and she is talking as if she has eyes. But she also didn't know that this man don't have eyes and this man don't know that she is blind. Both of them are blind. But what happens? Now the narrator little bit feels sorry for that. He didn't know that she is blind. He is not feeling unhappy here, but if he knew that she is also blind, they could have connected in other way, in a more convenient way because they can understand each other's feelings. He was feeling sorry for that he missed that chance. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye bye.